Alright, so I spent most of the day um fucking passed out. And so now I'm like super awake and ready to fucking go, but I have an appointment in Waverly tomorrow at 9:30, so I have to wake up super fucking early and I'm not looking forward to that in the least, but today has been difficult. Today's been not great. So I made an appointment to get my armpit situated because I've had a flare up since I went back for Thanksgiving, and it's 100% because I went back for Thanksgiving. It's just the stress surrounding going back home, and it's there's just a lot of stress surrounding it, and so my armpit's been pretty bad recently, and so I had to go to the dermatologist and they shot me up like 8 times and like directly into my armpit, into like the lesions there. And I'll tell you, that shit fucking hurts. It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. Like I had a biopsy earlier this year, like back in what was it, October? And I had lidocaine for that, but it was pretty on par with this experience in my armpit. Um, I mean, it's just like imagine having 8 shots administered into one of the most sensitive parts of your body, and there's literally open wounds there. It's gonna fucking hurt, and it did. And it's like that kind of pain where you're winded from it, because I'm no stranger to pain. I used to have, luckily I don't really experience it as much anymore, um debilitating periods where I couldn't do shit. I would be in so much pain that I would throw up, and it would last 10, 12 days out of the month. It was pretty fucking horrible. I literally recreationally have people that I pay to punch holes in me, and I like that shit. So like it's not like I'm a stranger to pain. This experience was goddamn. I mean, I'm glad that I didn't have to get it lanced and drained, because it's not the same as having a boil lanced and drained. This isn't a boil. This is a flared up mass of scar tissue. And I don't know, like, I cannot emphasize enough to people that when you have a boil, it's literally just your skin, like a layer of skin on top of, a whole bunch of fluid. When you have extensive amounts of scar tissue, like extensive damage, like I do, I have sinus tracts, I have scar tissue, it's no longer skin anymore. It doesn't function as skin functions at all. Like the rules that skin follows, like stretching and stuff, the elasticity is not there, and so that's why it hurts so goddamn much, because it's filling with this pus, but there's nowhere for it to go. And so it hurts a ridiculous amount, and to have someone stick needles into that shit, it hurts. It hurts so fucking much. But it hurts so much more to have someone, well, I mean, they do stick needles into it. They try to numb it, but it's never enough. Yeah, no, it does, you can feel pretty much everything. Um, but to have someone press down on that inflamed scar tissue and try to drain the sinus tracts and the scar tissue that is surrounded by pus, to drain that pus out, it is excruciating. It's literally like, because they have to break up the scar tissue. They have to break up the tissue, the living tissue that's in your fucking body. They have to break that shit up and allow the fluid that's in between, like the interstitial fluid, to like kind of escape and um drain through the hole that they've made. And so it hurts so much. It's a traumatic experience. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Well, I possibly, like, I mean, if I was petty like that, I might. But it is pretty horrible. It's a literally horrendous experience, and um, I'm thinking I might need to start doing consultations for the surgery, either to get some of the sinus tracts removed or to get a skin graft or electrolysis, whatever thing that, like the specialist that I go to, whatever thing she thinks would be the most effective for my case, because she's seen so many cases. And so she's a specialist on HS, which is invaluable to have because it's kind of a, well, it's kind of endemic. It's kind of all over the place. There's a lot of people that have it, but because their case isn't that bad, or the stigma surrounding having boils and that the assumption that you're dirty or uncleanly, a lot of people don't come forward and say, I need treatment. And so the prevalence is high, but I mean, there's a lot of people that don't say anything about it. There's a lot of silence surrounding it. And my doctor, she is she's an invaluable resource. Of course, she's out of network for me, but she's not super expensive to go to. But like, there are a few doctors that I have interacted with that know of HS, but most of them don't know of the interventions outside of the very invasive surgery where they have to take a skin graft from your leg and then graft it into your armpit. There's a lot of things that you can do outside of that. There's treatments for, like autoimmune, like immune suppressants, which I am wary of because there's some cancer risk with that. But there's also cancer risk with HS. So it's kind of a fucking crapshoot. But to have a specialist that is well versed on the disease itself and its progression and what interventions are helpful for what kind of things you got going on, it's really, it's just invaluable to have a person like that because, maybe because I am a bit thinner, I'm not as big as I used to be. Maybe there's a surgery or a treatment like with freezing. I know there's a freezing one that they do. Maybe that would be more helpful than doing a skin graft or doing electrolysis. Maybe because I do respond really well to shaving my armpit, maybe that will be helpful. Um, because I'd rather not, you know, be a patchwork of a person. I don't want to have. Call me vain. Call me fucking vain. I don't care. I'd rather not have pieces of myself cut out to pretty much just be a band-aid for my fucked up ass armpit when there might be something I can do. Because, like, that it's not guaranteed that that's going to work because you have to excise all of the fucked up skin, like all of the flesh and shit that is getting these wrong signals to attack itself. And so it's not guaranteed that having a skin graft will take. It's not guaranteed in the first place that a skin graft will work, but then also your body might decide to start attacking that because the not all of the the affected, immune cells and skin cells there have been taken out. So you never know. You never fucking know if it's gonna work, and it's a pretty painful, pretty horrible recovery. And so I'd rather not have a surgery done, and we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to take immunosuppressants for the rest of my life either because I have a lot of, well, not a lot of, but I have other issues that taking immunosuppressant would be not great for. So I'd rather not suppress my immune system just so that I can keep my HS at bay because I could potentially get very sick suppressing my immune system because I got other shit going on. But today's been a hard day and I'm kind of fucking wired, and I want to do a video on delusions because I've run into that shit, and so I think I will, but I need to get my thoughts together. The delusions are a fucking trip. It's worse than really the hallucinations. delusions they're just so substantial compared to hallucinations, where like because they feel more real. Because like I have that like I've explained it before, I have this little clicky thing in my head where like everything beyond this point may not be fucking real, and I'm aware of things that are potentially hallucinations. Like I'll see, giant spiders and I'm like, well, that's probably not real. And I'll also have this like weird dissociating feeling with it. So like I'm aware of when I'm having a hallucination, especially when it comes to auditory hallucinations. And then the visual ones are not as easy, but usually they're things that are so outlandish that I'm like, that's obviously not real. Um, and I don't have those as often either. But the tactile ones are also, I mean, they're obviously not happening because I'll look at my hand and see that it's like, not covered in spiders, or like not doing this. I have like this weird thing with this that I just get weirdly obsessed. My mind is really fixated on doing this motion, and it makes my mind makes me think that I'm doing this, and I'm not. And it makes my whole fucking consciousness kind of shift. It's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. So I'll do a video on that too. But today's been a rough day. I also fucked up my rental car. I have a Hertz rental car and I fucking hate Hertz. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get some rest because it took a whole lot out of me to go get these shots. And it wasn't as bad the last time I got steroid shots. And so it seems like as time has gone on, my HS is getting worse, and it's taking more and more out of me to recover from procedures that I get done on it. Like I was hot. I'm never hot. I'm never fucking hot ever. I'm always cold. And today I was burning up, and I lost 2 pounds. I fell asleep, woke up, and I was 2 pounds lighter. So it was a lot of stress. It was a lot of stress. So I'm gonna try to sleep, get up early, possibly record this video for y'all. We'll see. We'll see. Fuck. Fuck.